Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. We've got a couple of cases to dive into, starting with a sovereign citizen who tried to outsmart police during a routine traffic stop. Instead of simply identifying himself, he chose to lie. And of course, that backfired. What could have been a minor situation quickly turned into more charges and an arrest. The second case is an update on a Florida story I covered earlier. This time, we'll hear directly from the victim, see the sentencing in court, and even watch body cam footage from the arrest. It's a rare chance to see the full picture play out from start to finish. Before we jump in, I want to thank today's sponsor, Chapter. Many people on Medicare end up paying far more than they should each year, and often it's not their fault. Brokers sometimes push people into plans that don't truly fit their needs. Chapter was created to fix that. Their team works to find the best possible plan for each person, with no hidden agenda. When we asked them to review my grandmother's plan, they told us it was already the best option and that she didn't need to change anything. That honesty is rare. On average, seniors who use Chapter save over $1,000 a year. You can call the number on screen or visit the link in the description to have a real person review your options for free. Even if you're already in the right plan, you'll have peace of mind knowing for sure. Thanks again to Chapter for sponsoring this video. Now, let's start with the sovereign citizen case and then move on to the Florida update where justice is finally served.
Fulton Was loan recall 580-561-562 and 563. And just waiting on my computer. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
1 sec, there it is. False statement to a public servant is the charge on 563, and driving suspended third degree is a charge on 562. And Mr. Waslum, if I'm correct, you don't want an attorney to assist you with arraignment here this morning?
I will be standing on as my own counsel.
Okay.
I've appointed myself as my own counsel and I'm ready to proceed with administrative procedural matters.
Do you want to hear a formal reading of your rights?
Sure. But they would be not all limited to those rights, right? There would be more that are not included, right?
With what?
The rights you're about to read, it's to my understanding that there's more than just those rights. I was just making it on the record that
start with rights, and there's actually a written version if you want to review it.
well, there's the written version, but there are more rights to that. It's not just limited to those rights.
Those are your constitutional rights, and it's a summary of your
But it's
rights.
not limited to that.
Do you want to review it in writing, or we have it on paper? We have it on the computer.
You can review it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so you want the court to read it out loud
Sure.
rather than review it on
Yes, please.
writing? Okay, let me get to that document.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing at all proceedings, and if it is determined that you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you.
Okay, so you have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing at all proceedings. And if it's determined you cannot afford an attorney after screening, you'll be appointed one if you want one. If you don't waive your right to an attorney, even if you don't have one at arraignment, you don't waive your right to a later proceeding having counsel. You're presumed innocent of any charges until it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The city has the burden of that. You have the right to have a speedy trial. Out of custody, your trial is set within 90 days of the date of this arraignment. You have the right to a jury trial unless you give up specifically that right by signing a jury trial waiver. And you have, if you do want to waive your right to a jury trial, then it would be set before a judge without a jury. You have the right to see, hear, and question all witnesses who testify against you. And you have the right to call witnesses on your own behalf. If they don't come voluntarily, the court can compel their appearance to testify. You have the right to testify on your own behalf. You also have the right to remain silent, not give testimony, or present any evidence in your defense. Your silence cannot be used against you. And then if you feel you cannot have a fair trial because of bias or prejudice of a particular judge, you have the right to ask for a different judge within 10 days of the actual notice of assignment to that judge. That would be for a trial. You're only entitled to one change of judge. If it does go to trial, you have the right to appeal. If there's a finding of guilt following the trial by judge or jury, and to begin the appeal, you must file a written notice of appeal in this court within 30 days of judgment. If you plead guilty, you give up all these rights. You're sentenced based upon the facts contained in the police report, and there's no appeal of that sentence. If you're not a United States citizen, a conviction may impact you in your future, and also you may face immigration consequences, including deportation or exclusion or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about these rights?
No.
If you'll go ahead and sign that, we'll make sure you get a copy of it. Would you like to hear the police report read out loud for a determination of probable cause?
Sure.
Cam of his traffic stop. But at least we get to hear the police report and visualize the oxygen theft that went on.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to this court on all matters is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the city have sworn testimony to support probable cause in these charges?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm reading from Officer Bayrat Liz Aragad Sandoval. I butchered the last name. On 8/18/2025 at approximately 0328 hours, I was on routine patrol in the downtown area. I saw a black VW Jetta with Washington plate BKL0099 switching lanes multiple times. I ran the plate on my MDT and it showed that the registration was expired. I activated my lights. The driver, later identified as Colton Waslow, kept driving for several seconds. He pulled into an alley on the 600 block of East Chestnut Street. I approached the vehicle. The driver cracked the window about an inch. I informed the driver I pulled him over for his registration being expired. Colton Waslow stated that his registration was not expired. I advised him that DOL was showing his registration expired in June of 2025. I asked the driver for his documentation. Colton Waslow stated all his documents, including his driver's license, were in the trunk of the car. I asked Colton Waslow to tell me his name, date of birth. He claimed it was Colton James. He asked if I wanted his family name. I replied multiple times that I needed his name the way it appears on his driver's license. He said that is how it shows. I ran his name through dispatch and it came back with no results. Officers ran the registered owner of the vehicle, Crystal Bennett Burgess, through Longarm. She showed history with a Colton Waslow. Officers ran the name through DOL and matched the photo to the person driving. I ran Colton Waslow's name through dispatch once more. Dispatch advised that Colton Waslow's license was suspended in the 3rd degree. Due to Colton Waslow's driving with a suspended license in the 3rd degree, due to Colton Waslow's driving while suspended in the 3rd degree, probable cause existed for his arrest. I informed Colton Waslow that he was driving suspended and I needed him to step out of the vehicle. He got out and I placed him in handcuffs with no incident. I checked the cuffs for fit and double locked them so they would not close around his wrists. I searched Colton Waslow, incident to arrest, found his driver's license in his left pocket. I read Colton Waslow his constitutional rights from my department-issued Miranda card. I cited Colton Waslow for driving suspended license, for driving suspended license 3rd for driving on a suspended license. I cited Colton Waslow for making false statements to a public servant. Colton Waslow was not forthcoming with his name when told he needed to provide law enforcement with his identity on a traffic stop. After asking Colton Waslow multiple times for his driver's license, he pretended not to know what I was asking and ultimately provided the name Colton James. When asked if that was the way his name showed on his driver's license, he kept saying he was not in commerce. He claimed that he did not know how his name would show in our system. Colton Waslow kept stating his family name was different than what he gave me multiple times. Due to Colton Waslow's claiming his driver's license was in the trunk of his car when it was actually in his pocket, and providing a different name than the one on his driver's license after being asked several times if it matched his identification, Colton Waslow, knowing his license was suspended, it is reasonable to believe that Colton Waslow was purposefully not providing his legal name for the purpose of misleading officers. This occurred in the city of Bellingham, state of Washington.
Anything further on the sworn testimony?
No.
The court finds probable cause is established for these two charges to go forward. Would you like to enter pleas at this time?
No.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
either guilty or not guilty.
I'm innocent.
Not guilty pleas are entered on your behalf,
Well, then,
preserving all of your defenses.
I mean, if you're going to enter a non-guilty plea on my behalf, then if you think I'm not guilty, then I'm not guilty, and we're good. It's dismissed.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney of your own choosing at every stage of these proceedings. This means you may select a lawyer you trust to stand by your side, provide guidance, and speak on your behalf in court. If it is determined that you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court will appoint one for you at no cost, ensuring that your rights are protected and that you have proper legal representation regardless of your financial situation.
Did he want to be heard on release?
Ask that Mr. Waslow be released on his personal recognizance.
I can entertain it.
Not guilty pleas mean you preserve all your defenses. If you want to bring motions, that's up to you.
I'd like the motion for dismissal.
You need to follow all of the criminal rules of law. If you don't want an attorney to assist you with that, then it's on you to
Well,
research.
I didn't give a plea. I'm not going to plea in the court today. I don't want to be any part of this.
The court's entered a not guilty plea on your behalf,
So then
both charges.
So then it's over. We're good?
You're released on your personal recognizance. Conditions of release, please conduct yourself lawfully. Don't pick up any new criminal charges while released on these. Do not drive without a valid license, proof of insurance, part of lawful behavior, and your presence is required at your next court hearing, which is a pretrial that's set for October 10 at 1:30.
Yeah, I don't understand. If you're able to enter in a plea for me, then I shouldn't have another court date.
Yeah, well, that's not how it works. The plea just preserves all your defenses. It's not a finding. And there's no final adjudication of not guilty here.
But the rights that I have that you read out.
Would
said
you
that
like to apply for a public defender to help you?
I'm just wondering why the rights that you had said and had read out said that I'm presumed innocent until proven guilty. Why would I have to enter a not guilty or guilty plea if I'm innocent until proven guilty by that statement?
Sir, I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm just asking for clarification.
Clarification is you have entered, or the court on your behalf has entered not guilty pleas because you don't wish to plead guilty,
So then it's been
which
dismissed.
preserves all your defenses, and you need to then, the city needs to then prove the elements of the crime in order to have a finding of guilt, or if they can't prove it, not guilt.
But if the court puts...
Sir, I'm not
my
going to argue
guilt-
with you.
I'm not.
Clarify.
I'm just trying to clarify.
Your pretrial release order is ready for your review and signature. Would you like the documents printed, emailed, or both?
I do not wish to contract with the court.
Emailed, printed, or both?
You do whatever you would like, but I...
No, I'm
not gonna
asking
sign
you. Do
anything.
you want them printed, emailed, or both?
I'm not going to sign.
If you're not signing, then I have to take you into custody and set a bail amount. So it's easy if you want to sign. You're not giving up any of your defenses.
Well, but you're entering in a plea for me when I'm still not understanding what's, if you, the court, say that I'm not guilty.
No, what I said is I'm entering a not guilty plea. I'm not finding you not guilty.
Okay, but why not just put down innocent? I'm not pleading.
Here, I'll put down innocent on the bottom, that you're asserting that you're innocent of these charges. If you
Okay.
can get out of the signing part, please. Okay. I have put that information in the form for your review. And now it's ready for your signature. And once it's signed, would you like it printed, emailed,
please.
or both?
Yes, please.
Yes would be both.
Yes.
Okay. You're also being provided the essential elements of the crimes. So first, Madam Clerk is printing these up. Here's one more. And then she'll also email them to you.
Cool, thank you.
Once you have your paper copies from the officer, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be keeping an eye on this case since it seems he's completely bought into the so-called sovereign citizen, not in commerce argument, one that has never held up in court. Now, we shift to Florida for the return of Henry Davis, who at his last appearance attempted to dismiss his attorney while claiming that the assault he committed wasn't as serious as it was being described. To move things along, I'll let the next 3 hearings play through since they were mostly procedural, and then we'll head straight into his final disposition.